You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days fans, Belinda from Soap Dirt here. And we've got some new info about when the Alex Kiriakis truth will come out, that he's not Victor Kiriakis' secret son, and that it's really Xander Cook. Unfortunately, you're probably not going to like when you hear how long it's going to be before the truth spills. I'm going to unpack that all for you in just a moment, but please click subscribe if you haven't already. All right, so Rob Scott Wilson, who plays Alex, did an interview with Soap Network and said, "We recently filmed everything coming to a head." He talked about them being really powerful scenes, and he praised Wally Kurth, who plays Justin Kiriakis, and Emily O'Brien, who of course is recast Theresa Donovan, calling her a rock star. All right, so he confirmed they filmed it, that they just filmed everything coming out. So then I was also sent some info with some more specific timing on it. And the informer that reached out said that the taping was 2 weeks ago, and that not only was Zach Tinker on the set, but so was Sean Christopher. Zach Tinker, of course, plays Sonny Kiriakis, and Sean Christopher plays Paul Narita, who's dating Andrew Donovan. So I'm guessing maybe Paul is there as Andrew's plus one. And Colton Little maybe was on set as well, and that information just didn't trickle down to me. So let's break down the when this all comes out, and then I'm going to show you a photo to explain the where it goes down. So if they shot 2 weeks ago, that would be mid-January that they were filming the big reveal where it comes out that Theresa rigged the will to give Xander's inheritance and paternity claim to Alex. So filming 2 weeks ago around January 15th, knowing they tape 6 months ahead, gives us an approximate air date of July 15th, 2024. And that sounds about right because that's during July sweeps. The summer sweeps runs from June 27th through July 24th this year. And we know Days loves to do it up big for sweeps. They always do. So right now, bear in mind, we are watching scenes they filmed at the end of last summer, around the end of July 2023. So you just have to keep all that in mind when you look at what actors say when they discuss filming at Days of Our Lives, when they post behind the scenes stuff, things like that. I also suspect that a reason for the delay in the reveal is because head writer Ron Carlivati probably wanted to write the big ending to the storyline himself. So it's a little harder to keep track of the effect of the WGA writer's strike on Days of Our Lives. When I did this, when I was doing it, I felt like I had one of those serial killer boards with the red yarn, you know? So what we know from the other soaps is usually, and I assume it's the same at Days because Ron Carlivati used to work at several other soaps, and this is pretty typical. So the writers have about 10 weeks of scripts laid out at any given time, okay? So when the replacement writers came in during the strike, the scab writers, their work didn't show up for like another 10 weeks because the writers that exited, the core writers, had already done like 2.5 months worth of writing. So head writer Ron Carlivati's last writing credit was January 15th, 2024, nothing since then. So what that means is what we're seeing now is the work of the replacement writers, and they were trying to figure out where to take the storylines in absence of the regular writers. Then the writer's strike ended September 27th, 2023. And if the scab writers had 10 weeks of scripts pre-written, like is standard, then their material would probably carry over to episodes that were filmed through early December 2023, give or take a few days, a week or so. So what all that means is that Ron's scripts would start being filmed in December 2023 again. And Ron Carlivati's scripts should be airing starting around June 2024, roughly. So that means He should be the one that wrote the big reveal of Theresa Donovan being outed as a big fat liar and a defrauder who stole Xander's birthright, gave it to Alex, and watched it tear him apart from his real father, Justin. It's pretty shady stuff. So I expect the reveal to be awesome and fiery because Ron wrote it. So when it comes out will be roughly mid-July. The big question, where does it come out? What event triggers it to come out when Theresa at that point would have kept it hidden since September of 2023? Not quite a year, but a good 10 months of messing with Alex's life while sleeping next to him and lying to his face. All right, so further to the where it will happen, it does look like a major event is the setting for the big reveal. In fact, I think it's going to be a wedding with Sonny Kiriakis in town, Alex's brother. It makes sense he'd be at Theresa and Alex's wedding. And by the way, if you didn't hear the weekly spoilers yet, Alex gets a ring for Theresa. Next week, the week of February 5th through 9th, Theresa, it's either that week or Valentine's week. I think it's next week, very soon. Theresa finds the ring in Alex's things. Mind you, Alex just told Brady Black he's definitely not thinking about marrying Theresa. He said it never crossed his mind. They're not there yet, yada, yada, yada. But it's clearly crossing his mind already, or soon, unless he was lying to Brady. I kind of think he was. So here's the photo that I want you to see that should tell you a whole lot. That is Alex Kiriakis looking to be in a suit for his wedding day, with Theresa finding a ring in his bag next week. That means we're looking at a proposal, maybe on Valentine's Day, since that's coming up the week after. Of course, that would mean that Theresa and Alex have several months of wedding planning to get to a July sweeps wedding when summer's all hot and ready for drama. And that means Theresa Donovan also has plenty of time to come clean on her bad deed before she walks down the aisle with her gold-digging efforts fully achieved. So not only is Rob Wilson in what looks to me clearly to be wedding attire, but we know key people are in town. Sonny's probably there to be his brother's best man on his big day. Paul Narita, I suspect, is there to be Andrew Donovan's +1. Andrew Donovan there for his sister, clearly. No word if we're getting Charles Shaughnessy as Shane Donovan to walk his troubled daughter down the aisle. If not, that could be why Andrew's there, to walk her down the aisle, if Shane's busy running the ISA or some such. And if you think about how Days of Our Lives usually likes to blow up weddings, it makes perfect sense. They literally blew up Ben and Sierra's wedding. And remember, Lucas was exposed as Sammy's kidnapper the day he was set to marry her. It's pretty standard for Days. So I'm excited, even though it's something they've done many times before. All right, that's it. So look for a mid-July reveal of Theresa's very naughty deeds and for it to come out on her wedding day. No word if she breaks down at the altar and confesses, or maybe Constantine rats her out. I mean, gosh, I hope he's not still around at that point. We'll see. Or someone else may find out and blow up her big day. I'm sure we will have plenty more spoilers before it happens because it's months away yet. So thanks for the info from the person that leaked me the stuff about who was on set. I appreciate it. I was so happy to share it with you guys. Please click subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely drop your comments and come back soon. As always, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.